LGBTQ is not sex education. That is relationships. Okay? You do not have the authority or the ability to refuse to do it.
I'm back after a ban. Yeah, I got banned for about 3 months off this thing. Obviously, you notice I haven't been posting any videos or anything like that. I haven't been doing anything. In fact, I've been on Twitch near enough every day because, you know, I'm not getting banned for stupidness. But then who knows, that all might change. But while I'm sitting here waiting, because, you know, I used to be a school teacher, right? While I'm waiting here, waiting for my court case, I don't think I'll get back into teaching after I win this court case. And I say win. But while I'm waiting for this court case where, you know, I was fired, in fact, I was just like, my feet didn't touch the ground, I was dismissed while in the process of whistleblowing against the head of child protection that was having sex with the kids in school. Yeah, while I lost my job during that, while I was whistleblowing for the head of child protection who was having sex with the girls in school, and then when he was caught, he ran off to Spain with a 13-year-old, as everybody knows, as all the teaching staff know, who were warned not to talk to the media. While I'm waiting to resolve that case where a school in Haringey allowed their head of child protection to run around and have sex with the girls while everyone turned a blind eye, and I refused to turn a blind eye, which is another reason for the importance of black teachers in school when you realise there are certain cultural things that they're allowing to go down involving your kids. While I'm waiting for that, right, and feeling a little bit, you know, isolated because so many parents that apparently had my back and it was all important that I was a black male teacher, and now it seems like everything's dried up and I'm not hearing from anybody. While I'm going through all of that, as you guys go through Charles Q and you guys see former students from my school getting arrested in Finsbury Park for 10-year-old girls and stuff. While all of that's going on, did you miss me? While I'm waiting for all of that, a video turns up pretty much confirming everything that I was going through just before I lost my job. Like when the 14-year-old boy was saying to me, "Sir, I got nothing but bare 30-year-old mans in my DMs." When I had the 12-year-old girl coming up to me and, "Sir, how do I stop being such a pedo magnet?" Right? And then the school telling me that I'm the problem while I'm going through all of that, yeah? Don't ask yourself why there aren't any black male teachers. Oh, geez, yeah, black male teachers. Don't ask yourself why there aren't any black male teachers. Don't ask that question. Don't ask that question. It's a stupid question. It's a stupid question because I distinctly recall sitting in a sports hall during a parents' evening and seeing numerous black parents whose kids couldn't read their packet of crisps. While those kids, why you got dumb head kids? Why you got those kids and you're looking at me like, who the hell is he? While your kids are failing, while all of that's going on, and your kids failed while you look down on me and all of my kids went to university, while all that has been going on, some new bit of video comes out, pretty much letting you know exactly what's going on in the British schools. I refuse to sit back and step foot into a school right now. You, as a black man, it's only a matter of time. You're either going to bend over and spread cheeks and start pushing a whole load of LGBTQ plus bullshit agenda, or you're going to be maneuvered into defending your masculinity and then fired on that basis. You will be maneuvered into by some snaky, they're going to go, and they're going to come up to you and be your friend and have a conversation and try and elicit your opinion on a certain subject matter relating to LGBTQ. And since when did the Q come in and what's the plus? See, I don't know. Been teaching for 20 years. I don't know this stuff. I don't know what the Q is, I don't know what the plus is. I mean, damn. I mean, talk about an agenda. When I say there's an agenda, and when I say they were coming for your kids, and I said they were coming from your kids, remember I got the 12-year-old girl saying, "Sir, why am I a pedo magnet?" Oh, but I'm the problem. I got 14-year-old boy saying, "Sir, I got 30-year-old man in my DM, but I'm the problem because the counsellor and oh, you leave him alone. He's going through his own sexual." I said, "It's a 30-year-old man. Leave him alone." Yeah, while they're disciplining me, me. Right? While they're disciplining me and then setting me up and then By the way, my court case is in 2024. Wish me luck. I tried to blow the whistle on the head of child protection, I should say his name, the maker of Bose, in the school in North London. When he was head of child protection, he was running around having sex with 3 or 4 girls, and that's how he was getting them basketball scholarships to other countries. While all that was going on, while they got their international flight through his pee-pee, and the deputy knew, and the headmaster knew, and his colleagues knew, and other members of the staff knew. While all of that's going on in London School between 2019 and now, it's nothing. Along comes, and I'll get round to it, finally got round to it, along comes this recording. Some sensible kid has made a recording of one of the teachers pushing the agenda, 100% pushing the agenda. What are you talking about? Do you know, this is going to be infuriating. Do you know how many black families that I've dealt with over the last few years who just want to go, she goes to school to learn. I send you to school to learn. Meanwhile, the teachers there are failing your kids. But you're there going, I send you to school to learn with your ignorant self. Because you ain't much better educated, are you? You weren't really much better educated. You're going to put your son and your child into a racist environment, and then you're going to expect a genius. The genius you are. Oh, you need to get guilted. Because while all of that's going on, and you weakens the foundations with your sellout, Sambo, cheesy grinniness, oh, Lord, Mr. Jones is back in town. I'm thinking of 1 or 2 female teachers who would just be all up in their face. You see all of their teeth. I walk along with the best results. See them. You facilitated this. You facilitated this. And they're coming for your kids.
And let me make this very clear. You don't have a choice whether or not you learn about LGBTQ+ in school. You don't have a choice. It's one of our values, the British value. And if you refuse to do it, that will be dealt with.
British values. I grew up all my life in this country. Where are the values written down? What book is it? These core British values. When were these values established? What period of history did the exemplification of British culture enshrine this behaviour into law? When were the British doing this type of behaviour over and over again so that we can now call it a cultural legacy enshrined into law? Was it during the time of the transatlantic slave trade? I don't know. These British values, I don't know. During the transatlantic slave trade, when were these British values developed? During colonialism? I don't know. When were they developed? During the First World War? I don't know. When were they developed? After the Second World War? Caribbeans coming over, no Irish, no dogs, no blacks. Were they developed then? I'm at a loss to understand when and where these British values came from, or what period they came from. And the funny thing is, there's going to be someone at home watching this going, well, you shouldn't even be in this country. If you don't like it, look, I was born in this country, grew up all my life in this country. I'm educated. I got my master's degree from this country, and I didn't see anything on the way up talking about British values where they're enshrined anywhere. I've heard of Christian values. I know there are Islamic values. I know there are moral codes from other religious organizations. British values? If you showed them to me, I'd be like, fair enough. But all my life, I haven't seen them. I've seen numerous conservative governments, and I've seen their scandals, and I've seen the foreign policies. November the 5th is the only time of the year you get to hear what British foreign policy sounds like.
It's one of our values, the British value. And if you refuse to do it, that will be dealt with severely. Why would I care if anyone in this room wants to love somebody, whether it's to be a man or a woman? Why would I care if someone wants to say, do you know what, I don't know if I'm more male or female, I'm exploring. Why does that matter to me? And if there are people sat here who don't agree with what I'm saying, you need to go home and have a conversation with your parents and say, why are my values so different to what Britain is? Why have I got this view? Where does it come from? The only thing that you can be taken out of is sex education, and that is from when your parents speak to me and get permission. Nobody in this room has done that. LGBTQ is not sex education. That is relationships. Okay? You do not have the authority or the ability to refuse to do it.
Fuck. Did you hear the arrogance in his voice? Did you hear the arrogance in his voice? You heard the arrogance in his voice. I've been dealing with that arrogance for the last few years. Wow, do you see? I told you, they're coming for your kids. This is no idle, this is no idle remark. Take it from someone who's been in education for the last 20, 25 years. They're coming for your kids. And I defy you to find any black man with a positive thing to say about working in the British educational system that isn't a boon coon. Try and find a normal black guy, a normal masculine black guy. Please try and find, can we find a black guy that doesn't do that? Can we find a black guy that doesn't do a serpentine wiggle? Is that possible? Can we find a black man that doesn't move like a snake? Is that possible? Is that, I mean, because, I don't know, masculinity, I don't know where moving like a wiggly worm snake comes into. What's that about? What's that? What? Excuse me? What is that about? Right? I defy you to find any black masculine male teachers in the job at the moment, especially, oh my God, it's going to get worse when Keir Starmer comes in. I mean, when you think about it, I got in under the previous Labour government because some bright person had the bright idea that maybe you should have some teachers from the cultural backgrounds of some of the students and it might improve the grades. Best grades in the school. Best grades in the school over a 20-year period. Oh, they're going to try, they really want to scrub that shit out. But no, I'm waiting on a court case because I'm whistleblowing on a head of child protection that was running around having sex with the girls in a school in North London in Haringey, in the borough of Haringey. Yeah. And I've got to wait till 2024 for that. But while that's going on, look at this, and this is the academies. The academies are pushing the agenda hard. I think that was the main thing that I went, the main talk about. It's not just schools. Please don't just take it as a school. When I say school, I'm like, you're thinking like the normal comprehensive schools. No, these are the city academies. And the City Academy that I just came from, that was funded by some Freemasonry organisation that would give certain money to certain people who would go a certain direction. Don't know what to say other than that. But yeah, the City Academies, man, they're pushing the agenda really hard. But you know what the really disappointing thing is? Even though I've been 20 odd years and I got my master's degree and I went in there, the thing that saved me is that I didn't go in there as like a graduate teacher or something like that, as like your normal box standard teachers. I kind of went in there sideways as a professional. So I was able to see a lot of things and I wasn't bound by a lot of the rigidity that a lot of the other graduate teacher candidates had. So I was, I had a little bit of autonomy. And that little bit of autonomy, I suppose, if I grew up and I didn't know any better, I'd probably just have to jump near hoops. And jumping near hoops means pushing lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer to kids. I'm not up for that. Is that okay? Am I allowed to not be up for that without being called a bigot? Because again, I haven't said, I said, I'm not up for pushing that to kids. But you'll get in trouble for that. Meanwhile, the head of child protection is allowed to run around smashing this girl in year 10, banging this girl in year 13, and then when you catch him, he runs off to France with another 13-year-old at a school in North London in Haringey. My court case is in 2024. Sue me. In fact, you know what? Close to the time, I'm just going to run my mouth. But yeah, I've been away for a little bit. Because I got banned.
It's one of our values, the British value. And if you refuse to do it, that will be dealt with severely. Why would I care if anyone in this room wants to love somebody, whether it's to be a man or a woman? Why would I care if someone wants to say, do you know what, I don't know if I'm more male or female, I'm exploring. Why does that matter to me? And if there are people sat here who don't agree with what I'm saying, you need to go home and have a conversation with your parents and say, why are my values so different to what Britain is? Why have I got this view? Where does it come from? The only thing that you can be taken out of is sex education, and that is from...
You're reading between the lines. He's talking to some Negro children. He's talking to some black children. He's talking to some Muslim children. He ain't talking to straight white children with that rhetoric. I've been in the classroom. I know he's dancing around having to say, where did these values come from? I mean, you're foreign ass. You're foreign out the country ass. Yeah? That's the, and he's and finally he's pushing it with such arrogance. Hold on. This is the country that used to refer to homosexuals as poofters in the 70s. Poofters. Do you remember poofters? Do you remember queers? Do you remember queers? Do you remember? No, anyway. Now all of a sudden, oh, core British values, core British. No, I see. The arrogance. But it's you lazy parents that are letting this go down. It's you cowardly parents that are letting this go down. About you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to disturb. You don't want to disturb the boat. No. Cowards, man.
When your parents speak to me and get permission. Nobody in this room has done that. LGBTQ is not sex education. That is relationships. Okay? You do not have the authority or the ability to refuse to do it.
No, hold up. No. Stop. Because there's a parent out there. Listen to the teacher. I send you to school to learn. I send you to school. I don't send you to school to argue with the teachers. I send you to school to learn. Yeah. Who's heard that? Who hasn't heard that? Yeah, I send you to school to learn. Don't come back telling me about how you argue with this one. I send you to school to learn. Meanwhile, your child's getting picked on by a racist teacher. Yeah, your child's grade is getting negatively affected by a teacher who won't grade them properly. I know that. I've seen it happen. I've had to correct people. I've seen people marked down just because they're clever and they're smarter than the other teachers, so they mark them down on purpose. I've seen that. And it's allowed to run. If a school is allowing a head of child protection to have sex with the girls, especially if he's doing basketball training, he's training up all the girls in his close proximity to those girls on a regular basis, what do you think the other teachers are doing? What do you think the other teachers are doing? Like, at a certain point, I understand why the Illuminati calls half of you useless eaters. At a certain point, I understand why certain black people just get fed up and say, fuck the community and bugger off somewhere. Look, these people are going to do what they're going to do. These people are going to do what they're going to do, right? It's whether or not you're complicit with it, whether or not you like, oh, he's always got trouble, Now, when people hear about my case, they go, oh, he was controversial, Yeah, because you're too much of a coward to say anything. On all the big incidents, you were too much of a coward to say anything. Now I'm labelled as the loose cannon? Fuck out of here. I just had morals and Christian values. My values came out of a Bible. Yeah? And the place I used to work at used to say achievement in a Christian community, and they took that off because they said it was offensive. I'm thinking, offensive to who? Offensive to your satanic LGBT pushing ass. Stationers Crown Woods Academy. So there you go. The arrogance, you heard all the arrogance. You heard the arrogance of the teacher, and this is going on in the city academies right now. Not so much the comprehensives. And let's get to it. All of this is done intentionally. All of this polarizing is being done intentionally, okay? You can't have right-wing sentiments without being accused of being a Nazi. You can't have left-wing sentiments without being accused of being a woke, blue-haired, transgender affirming lesbian with one leg. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've made it two complete extremes. And the funny thing is, and I'll say this again, the extreme on the left, this blue hair wearing, black fingernail having, LGBTQRSTUV plus pushing thing. It's not left-wing politics. It's been secreted on all that stuff used to be on the right when I was a kid. All of this here, that was all on the right when I was a kid. It was right-wing dalliances. It was right-wing excess that we need to be. People on the left, they dealt with workers' rights and strikes and fair pay and all that stuff. Now it's been infiltrated. Okay, it's been infiltrated. People on the left have been infiltrated. And my concern is Is your stupid, dumb black ass running along behind this stupid shit? Is your dumb, stupid black ass running behind this shit? If you're looking for guidance, you're not going to find any, right? We know Ukraine is a Nazi hellhole regime. Do you see me saying Slava Ukraine? You got to be joking. They're racists. Go Putin. Kill the racists. It's not a hard one. I can pull up the pictures with, you can see their death skulls and you can see them throwing Nazi salutes. So why are you shaking their hand, David Lammy? Why are you shaking that Nazi midget Zelensky's hand when he came in? You're that desperate. You're that desperate to be accepted. David Lammy, you are like the coyote, yeah, in Roadrunner. You run off the edge of the cliff and there's nothing but smoke around you, giving you the illusion that you have some ground under your feet. As time goes on, this smoke will dissipate, and when you look down, you're going to see nothing but a vast chasm, and there's not going to be any members of the community to catch you on the way down. Hell to the nizzo. I'm looking at you right now over the edge of the cliff, shaking Zelensky's hand, protecting Keir Starmer on the street from, Piers Corbyn's law, and then calling them right-wingers. Golly. Things are really messed up, man. But essentially, for parents, yeah, be it black, be it white, if you take your morals out of a Bible or a Quran, yeah, then you have something to worry about.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not.